Welcome, Mortal Kind, to Quest Accepted and Prequel number 2. If you are one of our Patreon subscribers or reward earners, welcome to the show. Let's go ahead and welcome our wonderful cast for today. We have playing as Hazel, Tiffany, one of our main cast members. This is your Prequel. And two of our wonderful guests, Peter and Chris, playing as Raymond and Lurk appropriately, and two of my favorite players of all time on my personal campaign. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
So, without further ado, I believe that we are ready to get going. So, if I can just bring you in and give you the setting. Welcome, mortal kind, to Teslam. It is the year 5847 AP, or after punishment, nearly a century since the War of Fracture. The world has been well on the road to recovery since the loss of the winged riders and the near extinction of the winged beasts. This era of peace has brought with it ties that have bound the peoples of Teslam together. However, despite this era of prosperity and cooperation, twisted things are brewing in lands too unsavory for civilized society to flourish in. Cold, bitter rain sharply furies against a mud-covered elf running in the deep woods at the base of the Transhunt Mountains, near the border of the Blightland. The dark skies above offer nothing but lightning and thunder as a threat to the lone traveler. Dashing through the woods, the elf breaks the tree line, nearly slamming into a horse. The beast rears on its hind legs, stunned by the sudden appearance of a stranger. A voice cries out from behind the horse. Ambush! The elf turns and you see the horse is one of four attached to a transport carriage, and three armored figures jump out, weapons drawn, and begin to close in. There's a beat, and another voice rings out. Oi! You jumpy green twits. It's just a lost traveler. A human woman of short black hair with two lines of script running down the left side of her face approaches. She's clad in heavy plate armor with a lion emblazoned on her chest. Her mace at her side and shield on her back, her voice booms, threatening the wind to still itself so she may speak. You're either cowards or idiots or both. To think she could be a threat, pointing to the elf. She interposes herself between the elf and the guards. One of the guards sheepishly speaks up, holding his lance. There's hags and witches in these woods, ma'am, and the Blightland border is near. The Blightland is miles in the other direction. Now get back to your posts and watch out for actual danger. She turns to the newcomer. I am Azina Rashid, champion of Assad, dethroned to the throne of Al-Kut, first sword of Musbarak, and commander of the Bronze Legion. And who might you be, my child? Hazel, if you would please describe what she sees, this lone traveler in the storm.
Hazel has long red hair, has a fair skin. She's an elf, so logically she's on the shorter side. And she's got very pointy ears, and wearing a long green dress.
You've been traveling from Kaya for a while now, not used to traveling in the woods by yourself, and the storm has kind of caught you by surprise. Your hair is a mess, you're covered in like mud, you're cold, and this person who you've never seen, a person never like covered in metal, introduces herself as Azina Rashid from Al-Kut, and she's asking you, who are you, child?
I am Hazel. I am just an elf, and I am just trying to make my way out of Sajin.
She takes off this cloak, puts it on your shoulders. You're trying to get out of Sajin?
Yes, I am.
So you're making your way south?
I am.
You may join our caravan for now. We'll be sure that you're taken care of.
Well,
Colin!
thank you so much.
Colin! This guy, also, he's wearing a breastplate, not so glamorous as Azina, he approaches. Look, I understand that you're important, but this is my charge. You're a visitor, and we're doing a better job than you. See to this elf, ensure that she is okay and taken care of. Put her with Myr. I'm putting her with Myr, but not because you say so. Hazel, you have never seen a man before. Your community being only women. How do you react to this person kind of offering to walk you to a safer space?
Oh, well, all right. I guess I'll walk with you.
Okay. Do you are you trying to avoid him? Are you looking for Xena? Well, who do you feel more comfortable with at the moment?
More comfortable with Cena, avoiding eye contact, reserved, speaking very quietly.
Okay, she notices this, and she just kind of, you know what, Colin, I will do it. Hazel, was it?
Yes,
If you would please come with me.
thank you.
And get these horses moving. Colin just grumbles and moves over to the side. She walks you down the side of the caravan. There's a number of carriages here. These are all large carriages for transporting people, some of them for transporting goods. They have curved wooden roofs. And after going down the line a few, you see one of the caravans is particularly decked out. It is of much better make. There are metal fastenings on it, and you see much of the same. There's guards of much of the same garb that she's wearing. They're clad in metal, head to toe, and the consistency of these characters of the armor that they're wearing is not the same as most of the other guards here. So you move past this one and then eventually make it to the back of one of the caravan. She knocks on the door. It opens up, and in the caravan you see 4 figures. It opens up to an old lady. Her skin is cut deep with striations and lines marking her age, kind of hunched back, and her hair is still brown, but there's a lot of gray in there. She has a sort of violet, purple, blue shawm that she wears over her simple brown robes. Yes. Auntie Lucille, I have another companion to join you, if you would be so kind as to let her in and care for her. I think she's also might be injured, so if you could have Myr take a look at her. Absolutely, we'll take care of her. Come on in, dear. Come on in. This old lady beckons you in. As you climb in, you see 3 other figures. 2 men and 1 smaller kobold. Raymond, would you care to describe yourself?
Certainly. So you see mostly robes, hood. He wears a mask-ish kind of situation. It covers the lower half of his face. Sorry. If you have decent eyesight, you can tell that his brows are graying, but the other features on his face don't seem to make him out to be particularly old. And he is just loaded on with his robes that are attempting to be muted in color. There's dark blue-gray and dark browns, or generally muted browns, I guess you could say. And he's just in a corner, looking, keeping an eye on things. Certainly not the most approachable, but not exactly attempting to put out that vibe either.
The carriage does have 2 barred sort of windows. There's no glass, but they are cut out pieces of wood. It kind of makes a mesh, and the roof does go over those, so there's no water coming in. And then the other figure that you see is Lurk. Would you care to describe yourself? What does Hazel see?
So
He's wearing a black robe, but the hood is down. He is sort of a cross between a bugbear and a half orc. Large tusk, two broken horns, either side. He's wearing uncomfortably tight leather armor. You can tell it was not made to fit him. He just had to squeeze into it, and he's just so incredibly strong and tough and well built, but it just is wildly uncomfortable to fit into lighter, stealthier armor. His weapon, he has traditional roguish weapons, but they have been all modified to have brass knuckles or spikes on them. And he just generally looks uncomfortable and unhappy.
So we see an elf walk in under the care of Lucille.
Yeah, Auntie Lucille, who you affectionately at this point know. I don't know if you call her that or if you feel affectionately towards her.
Sure,
But
sure.
Auntie Lucille is kind of acting like the den mother of this particular caravan of the four of you, now with your fifth member. So Auntie Lucille helps her in, and she turns to, you see a kobold that is small, like a little rat dragon thing. She's got large sort of glasses on her face. She's wearing simple blue like leathers, and next to her you see this large backpack. The closest thing that I could describe it is, imagine the Ghostbusters backpacks. She's got one of those. It's got a hose on the side, and she's sitting next to that, and you see all of these different colors and vials and everything, and like it's like a mobile laboratory, not that you've ever seen one. So you enter, see these figures, and who would you like to speak to? What do you like to do? I'll leave you guys to it.
Hello, I'm Hazel.
What are
Pleasure.
you doing here?
Well, I was just making a trip down south. How did you all end up here?
About the same, I'd say then.
You fucking go for it. I'm tucking.
By all means, mate. You barely get to chat. Go for it.
No,
I'll stand back.
just-
No, you sure?
Yeah, no, we got fucking roped into it. It's some shit. Just you do it.
We got business in the capital.
That's right.
And you're just what? Off for a stroll then?
No, I also have business.
You also have business then.
Mm-hmm.
With who?
Just standard, business.
Standard business.
Mm.
Sure. It does
Mhm.
sort of go like that sometimes, I suppose. Did I hear right? You heard you need some assistance.
Oh, no. I'm fine.
At that point, Lucille pipes up and says, "Nonsense, dear. You need some assistance. Look at you. She like grabs these blankets, wraps one around you, takes this ruddy cloak, like takes it off, gives you a blanket. I'll put some tea on." She moves to the front of the carriage, starts like there's like a little makeshift like snack table sort of thing. She makes like a little thing. Mer, would you mind? And you see the kobold was talking to Azina. They close the door. I'm not a doctor. I can only help so much, but fine. Are you okay? Oh, Hazel, on your character sheet, please give yourself 1 point of exhaustion. And if you would bring your hit points down to 3.
Gonna kill me early.
I'm gonna try to.
I have healing magic. It's okay.
You're looking right fucked up.
Well, I mean, I guess I could use a little assistance. I have been out in the in the rain for a bit. A cup of tea would be spectacular. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, dear. I'll be right there. Mer, would you mind? Kobold comes up to you. Mer, Kiri. It's very nice to meet you. Here, you should drink this. This will help you. And she hands you a vial. It looks like a round bottle with a tall neck, and in it there's like this red sort of liquid. I think you would probably recognize this as a health potion. I'm sure, yeah, your community would be able to do these things. So you're gonna heal for 2d4 plus 2 Mer's intelligence modifier, which is +3.
Is that an artificer thing?
Yep.
Nice.
7 and 3 is
10.
10. You heal for 10 hit points. If you drink it. If you don't drink it, this little tiny dragon rat is offering you something to drink, a bottle to drink.
Oh, hello, Mer. Well, I'll take it.
Very
Thank
nice
you
to meet
so
you.
much. Oh, I'm so sorry. It is so nice to meet you as well. This is a little different than what I'm used to, and I may have forgotten my manners a bit.
I wait until she's halfway done drinking and is awfully trusting.
Oh, man. So, how long have you been here with these people?
You're asking Mer?
Yes.
Oh, we've been traveling for a few weeks now. They're nice enough. They seem like they're really tough, but they're big softies. She gives you a wink. She takes the bottle from you, and she like goes over to Lurk and like slaps him on the leg. Don't scare the poor girl. I'm trying to get Mercury's voice down. She moves over to the side and goes back to her thing, start working on it.
I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh no, he's just annoying that way. It's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just annoying that way, that's all.
And you are the same.
I don't know what you mean.
Big scary ones, these ones, they look like. You all kind of, you feel a shake to the side, woof, and then the carriages start taking, there's some shouts you hear from the outside, and the carriage starts moving again.
As it starts moving, I pull out from seemingly nowhere a little like hand drum situation and start playing it. Nothing like too moving, just a little rhythm.
Lucille starts like dancing, like moving as she's making the tea.
That's lovely.
Yeah, well, what's life without a little bit of music, eh?
Wyatt.
Yeah,
That
and
is-
ain't that a shame?
Well, when did you learn to play?
Since I can remember.
Well,
Do you play?
that's nice. No.
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 You said this isn't quite what you're used to. What are you used to?
Well, where I
Mer kind of
live,
laughs at that.
it's just a little different. There's
Mm.
we're mostly druids and
Druids.
elves
Right.
and women.
Well, the
Just
best people
not-
I've met have been women, so cheers to you on that.
Well, that's good to know.
In fact, my mom was a woman.
Yes, well, you're the first men I have ever interacted with.
Ah,
So
What a shame.
Ooh, rough start.
Yeah,
Truly.
it is tragedy, really.
Hmm.
At that,
Yes.
Lucille
What's
turns
that?
around. Lucille turns around and hands you a key. Here you go, dear. She goes and sits down.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I need something to settle my stomach.
Yeah, there's certainly much better than us.
Oh, no. You seem wonderful.
Oh, no need to
I,
lie.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable or anything. I just,
You get used to
um,
it.
Certainly.
being around men.
Just being uncomfortable.
Yeah, being
Uh,
around men, I'm not so sure. But the
I mean-
comfortability bit.
It sucks.
yeah, well, I've only been with the same group of elves my whole life, and this is quite an adventure out here.
Hmm. Yeah, stormy night, caravan, in the dark. It's almost out of a storybook, eh?
You could say a storybook that I really don't want to read, but here I am.
Know the feeling. Losing your tribe's miserable.
Yeah, it sure is, isn't it, mate?
It's fact.
So, do you two know each other well?
Give an inquisitive look.
Yeah, I do the same. I just go like, well enough.
Ish.
We work together.
Ah,
You ain't tried to kill me yet. That's nice.
Don't intend to. No reason so far.
Get along great.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't try to kill me, get along great too.
It's a low bar.
oh. No, that's not what I'm here for. Don't worry. Don't worry. Not here to kill anybody.
So this tribe of druidic women, elvish women, is there a name for this group?
Yes, it's Kaya. That's the area that we're from.
Mm,
And that's like the name of our community or tribe of women, whatever you want to call it.
sure, sure. And they sent you on
Mer-
an errand to the capital.
Not quite.
Mm. Ambitious, motivated, entrepreneurial, this one. It's good spirit.
Yes, you could say. I well, you do what you gotta do, kind of thing.
Now that is fucking relatable. And I pull out a flask and I offer a sip.
What is this?
Poison.
Mer kind of. Oh my god.
To your liking, then. I grab it back, take a big swig. Look.
Always
Mm-hmm.
drink more than I probably should.
Yep. Classic. I really have to invest in a bigger one and put away.
Well, thanks for sharing. I think this whole getting along with men thing might be more to my liking than I thought.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't
give
do
it
that
time.
to yourself. Yeah, truly. It's just bad idea.
Well,
Lucio laughs.
we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As I continue just playing.
Mer kind of perks up a little bit. So, what does a Kaya druid have of business in the capital? Exactly.
Well, it's personal business. But it's personal business that I don't necessarily look forward to. So,
As I understand it, typically you stay within your communities, right?
yes. Typically, there's not a lot of travel. And if we do travel, then, we would travel to another community.
Colony, yeah.
Or colony, yes. And visit with other druids. But that's usually how we do it. If we do decide to ever leave, but for the most part, we stay put. We have everything we need.
So is it another druid you're meeting in Alado?
Hopefully, eventually, I will be meeting up with another druid.
Very mysterious, this one.
Oh no, I'm not mysterious. It's really nothing interesting. Just going to potentially find some other druids.
Fair enough, very interesting. I don't mean to pry.
Oh no. Of course not. You're not crying at all. So you said that you all were going on business. What exactly are you doing?
Services. And he gives a big grin that you can only tell pop from a little bit of the mask. Just kind of pops up a little. Just
And what kind of services?
useful ones.
Shit, I don't get no say in.
Unfortunately, that's also true.
I have a
Caravan.
feeling this is going to.
Caravan
I have a
full
feeling
of
this-
mysteries.
This is going to be feel like a long ride if the rate we're going.
I don't know what you mean. Music makes everything pass just a little bit faster, doesn't it? Besides, business is business, not the most interesting thing to talk about, is it?
No.
No, of course not.
it's-
Yet, apparently you come from a place that you're not supposed to, typically, in expectation, to be leaving, and you find yourself hurt out in the wilderness alone, off to the capital to find other druids on some sort of business of your own. I'd say that if anybody here has an interesting story, it is certainly yours. Lurk here just kind of repeats the same notes as far as I'm aware.
Much else.
Did
to
you
it.
hit them all already?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Shit
there we go.
sucks. I don't want to be here. Not
Mm-hmm.
just not real. You get the vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sticks through it though, very honorable. Convenient.
That's why I'm here. Gotta do the right fucking thing all the time.
Yeah, it sucks.
Very well.
Lucille starts to fall asleep in the corner.
Oh, there goes Auntie. I'll cast Mage Hand and cover her up with a little blanket. And you see a what looks like a hand that's composed of entirely purple fire. It looks like it might hurt. And it just grabs this thing without setting it ablaze and moves it up.
Ah. Very nice.
Yeah, we all got our tricks, right? Druid, I'm sure you've got your own too.
Oh, me. Just some stuff here and there.
Sure. Perhaps you'll show us in the morning. But it's not a bad idea
Well-
to call it a night, is it? I could play you a
Okay, well-
lullaby.
I have a feeling that I am not going to be getting much sleep, so.
Well, best of luck with that. I'll be sleeping like a babe.
Knock you out if it helps.
He really will. I've seen him do it.
I'm okay.
Fair enough.
You sure?
Tea usually will do the trick. I'll just continue to sleep. But thank you.
Be
That's
here
the
if you
smart
change your mind.
choice.
Well, I take inventory of my belongings before I go to bed, as I do every night. I look at Lurk and I go, got each other's backs, yeah?
Yeah.
See you in the morning. And I start to go to sleep too.
Toss
got
and
it.
turn for a while trying to get comfortable in my uncomfortably tight armor.
Just lower my hood. Do this.
I am going to stay awake and keep an eye on these two.
Got you.
Smart choice.
You see that Myr's like, she seems to be like, she has like a notepad on her lap. She's like listening to you guys, but she had been working on some stuff beforehand, and she has some vials and some things are like up these like arms that are like, these mechanical arms that are kind of like almost like gyroscopes. So like the carriage moves, but the vial stays where it's supposed to stay. And she like makes all these mixes and things like that, and it's all coming connected to the backpack. She leans to you, and says, "You know, they're not the worst guys in the world. They're quite nice. But Lucille's the real sweetheart."
She seems lovely, and the guys don't seem that bad. Do I come across like they make me really, really uncomfortable?
Only a little.
No.
Fine.
I was trying to
pretty
play it
rough.
cool. So
You'll be
I was
okay.
hoping I was doing a good job.
Let's see. Make a either deception or persuasion check, depending on what you
First
think is the
roll.
most appropriate.
Two.
Myr also rolled a 2.
Set
So
the
she's like-
tone early.
So cool. You are so cool.
Oh, well, I'm glad we finally had some time to talk. I've been, oh man, I've just been feeling like everything I say, I don't know if it's right or if it's wrong or what to share or what to hide. Oh man, it's stressful out here.
You know, I feel the same way often, but I have this a teacher, a mentor sort of person who told me to just be myself. And the tribe that I was part of, they didn't really like me very much. But then Ka took me in, and it's better now. He taught me to be myself. And to be true to yourself is the greatest thing. I mean, look! And she, like, grabs, like, a bunch of stuff, and she's like, when you take something that's carbonated and you add acid to it, and she just starts going into, like, all of this alchemical jargon that not really something that you're familiar with. And she's just, like, gets so excited. Sorry, I get... It's really great just being yourself, despite what other people think.
Yeah, lately I've been trying to be myself and backfired a little bit.
Lurk
So
stuffs like a shirt over his ears.
I thought they were asleep.
Yeah.
Oops.
They're dozing off. Though,
But
getting some sleep isn't a bad idea.
are you sure? You think
Well,
that it's
I mean,
gonna be safe?
No, oh, they'll be fine.
All right.
Besides, any funny business that happens here, and Azina will make sure that everybody goes straight.
Okay. Well, thank you. I feel much better now. And I might try to get a little bit of sleep because, to be honest, I'm a bit tired from my journey so far. But you know, just
We'll
try-
hear about it tomorrow.
play it cool. Very well then. Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
I'm just gonna kind of.
Cool. I would like everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, please, to see how well you can sleep throughout the night.
Ooh, boy.
DC 10.
Nailed it. 18.
15.
Okay, 7.
7. Okay. The carriage goes on through the night in the rain and the muck, and at one point you start to kind of slow down. You do wake up, Raymond. Just like as it's slowing down and the the stopping of rain wouldn't wake somebody up, but for some reason, the shift in sound starts to kind of messes with you and wakes you up. It's like 3 a.m. and like the rain is slowing down.
I'm a light sleeper.
You hear some orders being called out. Make a perception check.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yes, sir.
You hear some voices, and like as the storm is past.
Mm-hmm.
Oi. You sure it's good here? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine here. We're a bit close to the Blightland, aren't we? We'll be good. Besides, the only reason we were traveling through the night is to get past the storm. It took longer than expected. Yeah, well, the track in the mud. I guess this is good. Yeah. Side. Colin and Azina say it's fine. We'll make camp here. Should we wake anybody to make camp? Nah, it's almost sunup. Let them sleep. All right. You take first watch, and we'll get with Charlie and Rick. All right, I'll fall asleep. I'll take first watch. You sleep. All right.
Okay. So I recognize those voices.
Yeah, these are all guards that you know. They're kind of organized with the caravan and this and that.
Okay.
Would like to find better music. All right. You go on. The next morning, you all wake up.
Do I have a level of exhaustion?
You do.
Okay.
So, you all go to sleep. Ray, you take a level of exhaustion. But the next morning, you all wake up to sunshine, butterflies, and people are starting to kind of make camp. You see Azina, you see Colin, you see a number of other guards, Charlie's 1 through 7. There are a number of people in this caravan of all races and types. Hazel, you've been around elves most of your life. You've never met a bugbear, Lurk, a kobold, Myrrh, and there are all sorts of people. There's a number of Goliaths as well. And you see elves, dwarves, gnomes, humans. You see a few Haragons, rabbit people. There is one Loxodon. You see an elephant person. And so there are like a very wide variety of people. There's, for now in the actual daylight, you can see that there are 4 main caravans for transporting, 3 of which transport people, 1 of which is a transport for stuff, and then there is a more, like I said, the more decked out caravan that's made out of finer wood, painted like gold and beige and yellow sort of colors, and it has like much more protection. As you guys are kind of making morning camp and stuff like that, Azina approaches you. Hazel. Our elf friend. How are you feeling?
Much better after a night of sleep. So, feeling much more refreshed and better today.
Excellent. I'm very glad to hear this. We will set up. My troop has some accommodations. So what we can do is set you up for a change of clothes, maybe a clean shower. I will allow you to use some of my clothes so that we may clean yours and get you comfortable.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice of you. I really, really appreciate it.
It is my pleasure. Are these... I know that Lucille is fine, but are these 3 being good company? She looks at Ray and Lurk. You all behaving well? You guys would know Azina. She is shorter than both of you, but she's very commanding. And actually, I'll make an intimidation check for her, just to kind of establish rapport, and you guys can make insight checks and see just how affected you feel by her.
Okay.
So,
Dirty 10.
same.
24.
Okay. Hazel, you feel very comfortable with her. You don't feel threatened at all. Raymond and Lurk, you definitely see that like her troop pays attention to her a lot. You guys have very little respect for Colin, who seems to speak up to her. You guys think that you can, if push came to shove, maybe you guys could take her. Maybe.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, great company. Just struggling to sleep, makes me cranky in the morning. I look over at Mur. You got anything for that?
Actually, no.
No. Great. Wonderful.
Well, coffee. I don't have any alchemical things, but coffee could work.
That will do great.
I'll put a pot on.
Thanks.
Lurk, coffee?
We got the outpost yet.
Azina starts to speak up. I believe at the end of the day, maybe we'll be making it to the next. Colin runs up to her. We'll make it to the outpost at the end of the day. Thank you, Azina. I think by the end of the day, we should be making it to the outpost. We are going to have breakfast.
Squashed him yet?
What?
Yeah.
Colin just kind of gets make a persuasion check, I guess.
That one.
I think you're trying to. Are you trying to be serious?
More.
Or are you trying to make a joke?
Build rapport with her. So more jokey. Yeah.
Okay. Nat one. She kind of you say it jokingly, but she takes it as serious. And she's like, well, and Colin just gets red, just this is not necessary at the moment, but if push comes to shove, we might have to do so. And Colin just, we make for the road again in an hour.
Cheers.
Okay? Right. He looks at you.
Out my flask.
He
Sorry,
looks
I'm
to you,
waiting on
Hazel.
coffee. That's all.
He looks to you, Hazel. Hope you had a good night. If you need anything, I'm at the front over there. We'll be happy to make any accommodations. I would like to get some information from you to know a little more about our new companion. It's my responsibility to make sure that everyone here is safe and well taken care of. And we don't know you very well, and I would like to just take a moment to get to know you after you've had breakfast and such.
Of course, I understand.
As he turns to Azina, as I am the one in charge of this caravan.
It's good that you remind us, mate.
Yes, good. And it's good that you not forget it.
I'm gonna forget.
He's gonna forget.
I have things to attend to. He turns and leaves. Azina kind of laughs. If there's anything any of you need, please let me know. Do take care of our new guest, please.
Of course.
She walks off, and within that, Mer comes out with 5 mugs. She's kind of hard. She's trying to hold them all. She's got her arms around them. It's walks up, has one of them tucked next to her chin,
Mage hand to grab one out of there.
Oh, thank you, Raymond. Lurk.
Put in the whiskey.
Sure.
Whiskey?
I asked for a whiskey.
There you go.
Hazel, here you go, dear.
Thank you.
And then she goes to Lucille, takes the one out of her neck, and just hands it to Lucille.
Do any of you want whiskey?
Murd kind of looks at you like, what the fuck? And Lucille kind of comes up to you by the side and just kind of.
Hazel?
No, I'm
Ben,
good, but
all
thank
right,
you.
sure.
Is to get
And
this
my mage
shit
hand
over
is
with.
carrying my thing. Cheers and drink, and like is the hand that I'm drinking from.
Lucille gives you a little pat on the shoulder. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
Yeah.
Good man.
Anything for you, Auntie.
And she gives you a little wink. Hazel, like, they're not so bad. After a little while, you guys have some breakfast, share some merriments, and Hazel, you were asked to be seen by Colin. So whenever you're done with breakfast, you guys do whatever you got to do. You let me know when you go to Colin.
Cool. I is this, can I cast this as a ritual? Sorry.
Go for it.
I'm just checking to see if this spell can be casted. Because I'm a sorcerer and I think that they got weird rules about rituals.
Do they?
Only some of the time it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna spend. Okay, it's a bard spell. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes casting Speak with Animals.
Okay. Hazel, make either Arcana or Nature check. Are you doing this in front of everybody?
Yeah, I mean, just in the caravan, so whoever's around to see, I don't really care in this case.
You guys are still stopped for breakfast and stuff like that. Are you gonna wait until you guys are moving again, or?
No.
Okay, so you went back into the caravan to cast this?
I assumed we hadn't left the caravan, but yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I what I was imagining was that you all like went outside. People were like setting things up, campfires to like cook proper breakfast and put proper meals and stuff like that. And you can see all the people.
Then I'll just go behind, where there generally aren't tons of people. If someone sees me, it's not a big deal. But
okay, fair enough. Okay, you cast Speak with Animals.
I just want to have that ready. I'm gonna go talk to some horses, ask them if they noticed anything weird, and offer them carrots.
Cool. We'll get to that in a second. Lurk, what are you doing?
I'll find a small person and just regale them with the story of like some times where like I chop somebody's arms off and like have them play rock paper scissors with each other.
With themselves.
Like reminiscing about the good old days that I miss.
What are you trying to convey with this story?
I just want to feel connected to home. Yeah.
Make either persuasion or performance check.
Neither one is good. That's a 3.
Nice.
So
You actually assume they're uncomfortable.
You found a family of gnomes.
Yes.
The mom and the dad are like terrified. The older sister is also terrified, but there's like the 7-year-old boy, and he's just like, "Holy crap! And you did what? And did you use an axe, or did you use a sword, or what did you do? Did you just rip them off?"
And it's weird. The left one just kept winning. I don't know how I did it.
And he looks at his left hand. He's like, "Okay, are you ready? I'm ready. Wait, can we play?"
I mean, do you have spare arms?
At that, the dad just kind of like grabs his wife, and the mom just grabs the son. All right, very nice stories, very great children's stories. Let's
Thank you.
go.
I am an entertainer, if nothing else. You have a nice evening, morning, fucking whatever.
The daughter's just staring at your horn antler things. She's just like, "I want some, mommy. Can I get some antler things?"
You know, they get in the way. Try putting on a shirt. It's ridiculous.
Nice.
Okay. Hazel or Raymond, who wants to go first?
We don't need to RP mine, but I just want to get a sense of whether or not there was anything of note.
Okay.
Um,
Roll animal handling with advantage.
okay, so that'd be a flat roll due to exhaustion. Hell yeah. Animal handling 17.
17. Okay. Effectively, what you gather from the horses is that they were tired. Most of them were tired and exhausted. For most of travel, they're just like, we're trying to get out of the rain, just like sick and tired.
Mhm.
But one horse does continue, like for some reason, he just talks about the furry horse.
The
He
what?
said the furry horse, like a horse that's really fuzzy. He's like,
Okay.
there was a furry horse, it was just like off in that direction. He points like towards the east. It's
Mhm.
like, yeah, and he had a Charlie on him too. There was a Charlie on the furry horse. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
It was
well,
there.
thanks.
It was there.
Appreciate-
Nobody cared.
appreciate
It was there. There was a furry horse. Mhm.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Mhm.
All right. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah, furry horse.
You
furry
get
horse.
an extra carrot, and
Heart trick is so rough. Fuck yeah.
you enjoy that. And I start
Sure.
walking away
Warrior
As-
work, guys.
as I cast minor illusion. I'm gonna like have a melody kind of play to that maybe the horses find soothing. Hopefully.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? We'll do that. You can do a performance check advantage.
Okay. Flat roll.
Really negating your exhaustion point.
No, it's okay. I rolled like trash anyway. Performance, you said? 7.
You gather that their appreciation
Mediocre.
for their appreciation for music isn't necessarily the greatest.
Sure.
Okay. Hazel, you make your way to the front. You can see that like some people are like, we're bringing out these sort of tents, but then they were waved away and just told to put them away because we're not going to be needing them. Colin turns and sees you. Yeah, so if you don't mind, just let's step over here, and like there's like a makeshift table that's been like set up. He takes a seat. It's like, please have a seat.
Thank you.
Would you like some tea?
Yes, please.
One of the people come by, or he pours it himself. So, what were you doing out last night that far off the road? There's not a lot of communities nearby. You don't look like a traveler.
No, I'm not much of a traveler. I'm from a small community of druids named Kaya.
Hi. He's like trying to read you. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
10.
10. Okay. He definitely feels that there's something that you're hiding, but he feels that you're like, you can kind of see that he's like all right, okay, cool. All right, Kaya, druid, right? And why were you running out in the middle of the night? Did you have shelter? No plans? Nothing?
No, I mean, I have a specific destination. However, I didn't really plan out much of my journey because where I live, and we don't really travel that much, and I'm not that familiar with it.
Interesting. And you were leaving home in a hurry?
Yes. Pretty. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. You're welcome to join us for the rest of the trip. We'll include you until You said you're getting to Alado?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll take you as far as Alado. Thing. Go ahead and see Xena. Make sure, get cleaned up. She'll take care of you. And just if you harm anyone, I don't think that you will, but if you do, or there's any funny business, I have station to uphold.
Don't worry. I'm not here to harm anybody. I really am just trying to get to my final destination, so eventually I can go home. That's really my only goal.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough.
Thank you. I really appreciate you allowing me to be here and travel with your group.
Certainly. All right. Well, thank you very much. We'll be leaving here in about 45 minutes to an hour.
Thanks.
Cool. So
I'm just gonna kind of timidly walk away.
fair enough. You just trying to hair keeps bothering me. You make your way back to the camp.
Same problem, man. My hair is just a mess. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Gross.
All I have.
You guys make your way back to like the little setup that you got there. Lucila's made you guys some breakfast that Mur is already enjoying herself.
Sure. If we reconvene,
Yeah.
I'll mention it to the squad we've got here. I'll be like, hey, so the horses were saying that there's a furry horse with a Charlie on it that no one paid attention to last night, off on its own. I'm not quite sure what they mean by a furry horse. Could be something else, right? Big, furry, with a person on top, or humanoid of some kind. I want to talk to the people who were keeping watch last night. Lurk, that means I'm going to need your backup.
Probably Charlie 4. He's shady as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
Think I
He
have to
really
rough him
is.
up a little bit.
Probably not. If we need to, we'll delegate that to Zafina, all right?
Cool.
Good. Sorry, Hazel. Druids are not the only ones who have the gift of speaking with the four-legged ones, yeah?
Well, that's all right. Next
What?
time, should call me over.
I'd be happy to, yeah. It's just, you had that meeting with the little man.
Oh,
Yeah.
he gave me just. It was uncomfortable.
I'm sure, yeah.
He was.
Do go on. He was. I love to hear these things.
He was just so nosy. He's asking me so many questions. He just looks at you, those little beady eyes. Just.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know him. Then he thinks that if he offers me a cup of tea, that all of a sudden I'm going to tell him my life story. No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because he offers me somewhere to stay and clean clothes. I mean, that's nice and all. But like,
He's got a real
I need
punch
more
on
than
face.
that.
Yeah, he does have a
Yeah.
face.
You know what?
Maybe once we get to where we need
I
to.
agree.
God, I miss punching.
I'll put up an illusion for you later.
Why? Give me a tree to swing at.
Well, we are stopped at the moment. Actually, maybe that'll be useful. Let's go find Charlie 4. Maybe he'll be near a tree that you can punch.
He's doing some shady shit.
Probably. Like a shit in the shade, you mean?
Yeah, man. I'll see.
Yeah, of course.
Well, no, so I need to practice my stealth anyway. Let's sneak up on.
Alright. You're welcome to join if you like, Hazel.
I think I'm all right. I'll just stay here.
Fair enough. Your loss. It's really something to see him sneak. And we head off.
Mercury looks up to you, Hazel, and goes like, "It's a better decision to stay here."
Yeah, with the two of them, I feel like some trouble might go down. And
Oh, they're great at it.
I can gather they seem to go and find trouble. You know,
Mm-hmm.
never experienced that before, but
Mm.
they're growing on me.
Much obliged. All right.
Goody Two Shoes always does what she was told to her. Understood. Okay, Raymond, go for it.
Cool. Yeah, let's go find Charlie number 4. Stealthily, I guess. Although I guess in my mind, I'm just walking around inconspicuously rather than like stealthily.
I mean, if you guys want to try to stealth, go for stealth.
I'm gonna sneak up on him.
Go for it, buddy.
That's gonna be a 7 stealth roll.
7.
Yep.
Look at you. Actually,
Charlie rolled a natural 14.
yeah, figures.
No, I'm still
I'm
gonna
not
sneak up on him.
actually stealthing. I'm just walking.
So, Lurk, are you like crouched down?
Yes. Very much like in the open.
Skyrim rules.
You guys see like there's a group of people that are like on duty and just kind of like looking around, holding crossbows, checking out the
Mhm.
perimeter. Most of them in like scale mail, chain mail, or breastplates, things like that. But there are a group of people that you would recognize that like they have their helmets off, most like their gauntlets and stuff are off, and they look a little more like tired. This is the people that were there the previous night, and you've established that the general routine is that the next morning, those who were like awake during the day, they kind of have a moment to rest in early morning, and everybody else that was asleep takes over. And you can definitely tell the difference between night
For
guard
sure.
and day guard.
Was Charlie 4 in the night guard?
Yeah, Charlie 4 is in the night guard.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Walk up to
So
him.
he's there. So Charlie 4 is there with Charlie's 2, 8, and with Rick.
Great. Oi, Charlie's, and Rick.
All 3 of them. And then Rick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that's
jump
awesome.
out from like a very non-hidden spot. Like, where the fuck were you last night?
Charlie
Right up
4's
to
like,
Charlie
got a
4's
sauce.
face.
Are you trying to intimidate him?
Yes.
Make an intimidation check.
I love that. That's
8.
that's great. 8. Look at you, man. Amazing. This is
Um,
classic Chris.
This is
He
great.
rolled a natural 15.
Oh,
He's got a sausage halfway through his like he's biting down on a breakfast sausage, and just kind of like, I was on guard.
On a furry horse.
yeah, did you see any big furry shit and perhaps someone riding it?
On a furry horse.
Yeah, it's a furry four-legged
a
creature
Furry
off on
horse.
the side.
Rick at this point speaks up. I told y'all. There's a gnome out there riding a dire wolf. I'm telling you, it was huge. Off in the distance, it was just a fucking it's your eyes playing with you. It's fucking nighttime. Clouds are fucking everywhere, raining to shit, and lightning to maybe
Charlie-
see something.
Is Charlie 4 a human?
Charlie 4 is a human.
Yeah, mate. I'm gonna trust the one who can see in the dark. So-
Rick is an elf.
Yeah. So, Rick.
I'm telling you.
Tell me about it. It just seems like that's maybe something we need to be a little bit aware of. I like to
Been happening for the past 3 nights.
3 nights.
There is some kind of dire wolf or something like that with like a gnome or a halfling or something is mounted on it.
Sure.
It's been
small
tracking
folk.
us for 3 nights.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. Next song you want, make a request. I'll play it for you, as long as it's on the drum.
Do you
Free
know
charge
cunt-
this time.
Do you know Country Roads?
I told you it has to be a drum song. Look, I'll play it, but it won't be good.
What about Freebird?
Fuck me. All right, I'll give it a shot.
Your Stairway to Heaven.
Not allowed.
Mate, you really need to understand. Fuck it, I'll give it a shot. Let's try. And I'll do the drum section of these songs.
All these guitar
Yeah, I'll
focused
do like
songs.
the mashup of them.
Make a performance check.
Yeah, disadvantage. Okay, that's slightly better than I was expecting. That's gonna be 11.
It's not.
Average.
It's really not your best performance, and
Mm-mm.
like all the Charlies are kind of like, and Rick is just like,
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
me home, country roads.
I'm just shaking my head as I'm playing. This is upset. Alright. Once all that's done, I go back to the squad. Look, thanks for the assist. And I will ask Hazel. Oi, Hazel of Kaya. How long have you been out? Traveling towards us?
Oh, not very long. Just a few days.
Few days. Okay. Well, turns out there is some sort of small folk, a direwolf, that's been tracking us for a few days. I'm sure that's not coincidence, especially the sort of state you were in when you showed up. But I'll say this. I think maybe it would be good for you and your prospects in the city if you were to bring that information over to our utmost respectful and auspicious, lauded guards, the wonderful woman who you met when you arrived. What was her name? Rashid. Yeah.
And why would I bring this information to her?
Well, one, because she wants to know whether or not we're in danger, but two, because if it tracked you to us, it's best that you inform her. And also, I don't really love to be talking to her. Constantly get the impression that she wants to sort of impose.
I don't really get that vibe from her. However, I think that if I go and tell this information, that then I'm gonna put target on my back, and we have no reason to believe that this has anything to do with me.
Well, then all the more reason for you to show up and say, "Hey, I noticed this thing last night," right?
But
Pretty
I
close
didn't
to-
notice anything.
So you don't want to tell her?
No.
Fine. I'll be back. I get up and I go to. She's captain. What is she?
She doesn't. She's from Alkut, so her title is different.
Okay,
I
but
guess-
so I wouldn't know the title exactly.
No, you would not know the title exactly, but you've heard her say like Champion of Assad, the Roan of the Throne of Alkut, First Sword of Musbarak, and Commander of the Bronze Legion.
All right, I'll go with commander. Is she like sitting around somewhere eating, or is she like in a cavern in like a caravan thing situation?
She is currently she's with her squad. There are 3 other like not like adorned guards of her troop, and a 4th one who is like her assistant, sort of.
Okay.
Her name's
And they're all
Fatima.
sitting around.
The 3 guards are kind of like 2 of them are sitting down. She's standing talking to them. Fatima's next to her, and then the other 2 are kind of on the other side, just kind of like looking out into the woods.
Okay. Well, I walk up, and because I don't have a door to knock on, I'll knock on my drum. Just Hi there. Commander,
Yes.
in the
What can I do
interest
for you?
of our survival and whatnot, I heard that there was a direwolf with some sort of small folk riding it in the night, tracking us for a number of days now.
Hmm.
Not sure what more to tell you about that, but Rick and his horse.
You heard this from Rick.
Yeah, he was very specific. Apparently, no one
Kinda-
believed him.
Looks over your shoulder. Make a persuasion check.
Sure. Oh wow, 2 8s. On plus. Okay, 14.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I shall conduct an investigation and take a look.
All right, wonderful. Yeah, if you got any good trackers, maybe they can find some tracks out in the woods. Admittedly, though, after a storm, that's going to be tough.
Well, we are not outfit for tracking exactly, but there are things that maybe I can do.
Wonderful. Enjoy your day.
And you.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I
Yusuf.
give a
Rachel,
exaggerated bow as I turn around and walk away.
this is not... Okay. All right.
As I am walking away, I pass by Charlie 4. Oi, did I sneak up on you? Did you see me coming? Don't lie.
A mile away.
I turn around and I punch a hole in the caravan.
Make a roll.
18.
All right, roll for damage. Well, no, you're you have
Okay.
straight damage, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5.
5 5 points of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you crack it, like it like indents really badly, and just kind of like and
Just walk away.
Charlie 2 just slaps Charlie 4 in the back of the head, like, fucking tell him that he was sneaking. What the fuck, man? Now, as you're walking away, you hear Colin, what the fuck is this shit? No, it was, what? It's your fucking job as a fucking gods to take care, like, and they just start, like, getting an earful from Colin.
I'm gone.
Yeah. Unless anybody wants to do anything, you guys will be back on the road.
Works for
All
me.
right. So, you all get back on the road, start making your way, travel through most of the day, stop briefly for lunch, get back on the road, and start making camp for the night. And that is where we're going to take our break. And welcome back to part 2 of our Quest Accepted prequel. So, I'm going to roll here real quick. Yeah, not great. So, you guys are on the road. Stop briefly for lunch. By the end of the day, you were supposed to make it to the outpost, but you haven't. Colin comes out, says, right, so, had a bit of a snag on the road. That wheel needs to get repaired, so thank you all for your patience. We're not going to make it to the outpost today. We'll first thing in the morning, should be before noon, we'll arrive at the outpost. So we'll just make camp here tonight. If anybody has anything they need to do, please let me know. If you need any assistance with anything, thank you for your patience. These things happen. But we're still on schedule. It's well accounted for. What we expected the journey to be. These things occur. So thank you all again, and let us know what you need. We're at your service. He goes with his group. You see everybody, like all the caravan groups, kind of getting together into all these little groups. They start their campfires, and you guys have your campfire with Auntie Lucille, who is, she puts this this big cauldron over the fire, like with a tripod. Myrrh is, working on her things, and you guys are there doing what you got to do. The camp night is yours.
Okay. My head's on a swivel. I'm just keeping an eye out for dire wolves or
Make a perception check.
Okay. Disadvantage. That's a nat 1.
I snuck up on him.
Are you gonna?
Yes. I see
Make a
him
stealth
poorly keeping an eye out. Hey, that's a natural 19
Hey.
plus 3.
You are as if as if a shadow.
I
Yep.
sneak up behind him and then get very close from behind and whisper in his ear, "What you looking at?"
Fuck me.
Hey, I did it!
Hey.
Oh yeah! I start
Me?
yelling, so excited.
Yep. Hey, you know what? Cheers to you, mate. Well done.
number
You
of-
got me.
A number of the camp members look up. Mur goes,
Yep. Phenomenal. Truly the best you've done so far.
Hell yeah! Sorry, I probably scared away whatever you were looking for.
Hopefully, yeah, if we're lucky. But you know what? Props to you, mate. You did it.
Better at it.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something a little bit crazy though, if that's all right. And I will cast Minor Illusion to produce the sound of a wolf howl.
okay, all right. What are you trying to? You're trying to see if
My
you can, like,
hope is to
goad.
Yeah, I want to know if there will be a reaction to that in the perimeter, in the outside.
Okay, make a performance check.
Okay. That's going to be a 12.
12. You produce the sound. You do see the little, the halfling family, gnome family. Forget which one I said it was. The gnome family just kind of like, the family kind of like whole gets together. Little boys like, you see that. Azina just kind of like looks over and just kind of whatever. You see Rick jump up and like, but aside from that, not a whole lot more of a response, especially not
Okay.
from like beyond the camp's perimeter.
Okay. I just keep chilling there, drinking water. For every 2 swigs of water is 1 swig of whiskey.
Lucille hands you guys each a little bit of soup, hands Lurk a large salad bowl.
Yep. Actual salad fucking bowl.
Actually, a salad strainer, but
My apologies.
Well, since we're all on this adventure together, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
yes,
I mean, you can ask
go ahead.
them.
Oh, I thought you meant yes, you minded.
I do.
Yeah,
Um,
that's absolutely correct.
oh.
You interpreted
Since-
absolutely.
Since when do I get what I want?
You don't.
Oh. Very well then. So, how long have you been traveling?
As a whole?
Well,
life.
with this group, yes, with this in this caravan.
Oh.
Caravan? It's like a week or two, right?
Yeah, something like that, I believe. It's a long journey, you know?
Yep.
So, how did you end up with all of these individuals? Like, are you all going to do the same services?
Certainly not. Certainly not. It's mishmash, hodgepodge, whatever you want to call it. Just a bunch of people decided to head south for one or another reason. We were assigned to head south, and that's what we'll do.
So only you and Lurk, right?
Right.
Unless
Are
there's something
working
else I'm not aware
together?
of. To the best of my knowledge.
Okay. Well, I don't mean to pry. I was just trying to get a better, idea of your journey, since seems that we're going to be sitting here tonight and not,
Alright, I'll say this. You seem like a good kid. You may want to hesitate before you drink whatever anyone gives you, including mercury over here. But in the city, if you do have need of services, Lurk sticks out, so we're working on that, but you'll probably be able to see him if you try looking for him.
well, thanks.
Oh, I got a question
I
for
appreciate
you. You had a good
Yes.
home. You had a
it. Hmm.
tribe, a family around you. Fuck'd you leave?
Well, you see, Ikaya, are you familiar with druids?
No.
Only from tales of travelers.
Well, basically, we end up choosing a circle,
Mhm.
and that's a big part of our ceremonies and rituals, and due to a decision that I made, I kind of was forced to briefly leave my home. But once I complete my mission, then I hopefully will be able to return.
Exile, then.
Essentially. Well, kind of. Not. Yeah.
Sure. Well, it's a sad story, one we've heard all too often.
Yeah, well,
Grumble
I'm
over
hoping.
and just try to wrap my arms around you in a really uncomfortable hug.
You know, it's easy, he's furry.
Sucks.
I go sit back down.
It
Well,
does. look
thanks.
great. It does.
Mer looks up from her soup to you, Hazel. Losing a home is never easy. But if you keep your head up, try hard, you find a different family along the way of our journeys.
Thanks, Mer. You have some great words of wisdom.
I try.
Best of
So
luck
you're
with that.
saying I'm not just supposed to drink from random people's flasks anymore?
No, of course not.
And what's the fun in life? What's the fun in travel?
I mean, it'll be fun, and then it won't.
Lunch and stuff's
Let me put it to you this way. At the very least, of the things I've seen, you take whatever someone gives you without any kind of inspection or questioning or whatever. Skepticism, as it were.
Well, that's not quite true, because I sniffed it. I
Sure.
asked you what it was, and you said it was poison. And
Sure
then
was.
I drank it.
Right. You see how that's not better, right?
No. If it had been poison, why would you tell me it was poison? You would want me to drink it if you wanted to poison me.
Right, I hear the logic of what you're saying.
If
That's a
you'd
smart
said
girl.
a healing potion, I probably wouldn't have drunk it.
Sure. I hear the logic of what you're saying. in some cases, it really doesn't matter if I would have said poison, health potion, whiskey, whatever. But in the future, just be aware. We've seen some shit.
Well, I appreciate it.
Mhm.
I will no longer take drinks from random strangers before asking what it is or inspecting.
Certainly. They'll probably be the last of my offerings without any kind of compensation.
Oh, don't worry. You don't have to offer. It's fine.
Cheers.
I think there's more to this druid than meets the eye.
No,
If
not
the
really.
stories I've heard of druids are true, that's undoubtedly the case, right? I've heard you can summon storms and turn into all kinds of nonsense, and I've heard a lot of stories.
As he's talking, I want to cast Mage Hand to go over into his pocket and take his flask and
Okay.
bring it to me.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Raymond, you perception check.
Okay.
Disadvantage, you're exhausted.
Indeed.
12.
Oh God, what a bad roll. Actually, 13.
Hmm.
Even with disadvantage.
You feel and see the mage hand. You feel first. You feel the pocket sort of move, like you're starting to move, and then you can see the ethereal. What does your mage hand look like, Hazel?
It is going to be a hand with extraordinarily long fingers with long green fingernails that match my dress.
Okay.
Very hag-like. Fair enough.
You
You see the spindly fingers, like grasping at the flask with like the thumb and the
I
and
put my
finger.
my hand on the pocket where the flask is and hold it there so as to not let it go. And I go, I'm gonna assume that you're trying to be charming. And I open the jacket and I pull out the flask and I hand it. I go, maybe do some more reading of people before you select on who to do that with. That one will actually be the last, free of charge.
But it still got me one more.
Certainly. Receive it back. And I look at Lurk and I go, being surrounded by all these guards really feel confined, you know? This is unacceptable.
This whole thing is, what the fuck are we gonna do?
We
it'll
could
be.
ditch him.
Unfortunately, I think they're more useful right now.
I'm stuck here.
Yeah. But in the city, things will be perhaps a little bit different. More.
Just gotta get
Wiggle
the
room.
job done.
Yeah, yeah. Besides, surely you'll find some sort of fighting pit or something to
I'm not
jump
supposed to
into.
do that shit.
Yeah. We'll just keep it a secret, you and me.
Maybe.
Emmy.
And Hazel, of
Keeping my
course.
secrets now.
Yeah.
Insight check.
Hazel, roll either persuasion or deception, whichever one you think is most appropriate for the statement that Lurk is inciting you on.
Just 11.
I don't have great stats.
7.
Hey, alright. Being honest with me. Keep my secrets.
Are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If he beat you, he can read you.
No, yes, I was being honest.
Okay. Starting to like this.
All right, well, that's on you, mate.
I would like everybody to make a perception check, please.
Woo!
Gladly.
Oh, hell yeah. Rolling good
Jesus
this
Christ.
campaign.
This is just a trash ass roll, man. 3 and 5.
23.
25.
Damn.
7 total.
Okay. Raymond, you're still pretty tired
Yeah.
going at your soup. Hazel, and then immediately after Lurk, you guys, you're pick something up on the wind. It's sort of like it's like a weird buzzing sound, but it's also like a grinding sound, and it sounds like imagine if a mosquito or a fly, like a large horse fly, was made out of like jagged metal. You guys hear it coming from the west side, northwest-ish, and you look up, and it's starting to get a little dark. You can barely, it's a little harder to see. You guys have dark vision, so you can spot this one little thing. Then suddenly, a flash of yellow and blue light, this beam just shoots across the sky, coming from the west, slams into something. You see this large explosion in the air, and you see this trail of smoke forming behind something that's on fire in the air. It starts going off in the opposite direction of where the beam came from, and you hear a large crash. Myr immediately perks up, and she goes, "There's something out there. We should check it out." Azina! And Azina and Colin, you can see that their things are already formed and everything like that, and they're arguing back and forth. No, we cannot go. You must go and investigate. It's our responsibility to take care of the caravan. Someone needs to go investigate. You're the guest here. Go check it out. Our cargo is far too precious to let go. Your men are useless. If they die, no big deal. Take them. You guys are hearing this commotion. Myr looks at you guys and be like, "We've got families and civilians. We're the only ones that are capable enough. I think we should go."
I mean,
I look over. It's like, was this part of our contract?
no. Alright, hold on. I shout over to what's her name? Rashid, Commander. Call in.
Azina, Rashid walks over, and
Phew.
Colin walks over.
For a pittance of a donation, we'll go.
They look at each other. Make a persuasion check. At advantage. No, just straight persuasion.
So disadvantage.
So disadvantage, yeah.
Okay.
Unless somebody's giving him the help action.
Sure. Well,
Thank you.
I'm not proficient. I can't do that. Never mind.
Hazel, are you proficient?
Mm,
No, she is not.
Okay, well, I threw the dice and then I picked them up because someone said they were going to give the help action, so I didn't actually see what I rolled.
That's fine. Go ahead. Roll again.
So I'm still at disadvantage.
You're still at disadvantage.
Okay. Persuasion 12.
12. Okay. Colin kind of looks to Azina. Azina kind of looks to Rashid, to Colin. They're not really they don't like the idea of sending clearly a couple of very shady people who they've been well enough to travel with, but not to go and do whatever it is you got to do.
Mhm.
But at that point, Myr does perk up. She pulls Azina and Colin to the side and starts to whisper to them. You can all make perception checks.
Fuck, man. Chris, I'm rolling like you, man.
Right, that's it. I've been rolling okay. I got a 15.
Yeah.
15?
22.
7.
22? Jesus
Druids.
Christ.
Druids.
Fucking druids, man. I should have known. And her... What would this be? This would be stealth,
Stealth?
I guess?
Yeah, probably. I mean, whatever you want it to be, really.
What did
but
you roll, Hazel?
22.
22.
I rolled a nat 20, and she has a +3 to stealth.
Ah,
Wow.
I will say, here's what I will say. What you do pick up is you pick up a single word. You pick up the word rider is the only thing that you pick up.
Rider.
Rider. At that point, Colin and Azina kind of like, they look at her weird. She pulls something out of her coat, and then they kind of like are taken aback, and they kind of look at each other, and like for the first moment, you see that their petty squabbling is like entirely pushed aside, and they just kind of like nod to each other. Azina turns around. Very well. And she like takes a step to the side, and Colin walks. Right. We'll pay you 500 gold each. This one goes with you, pointing down to Myrrh, and she's in charge. Any funny business, and the repercussions. Understood.
Money speaks.
Easy. Lurk.
Am I part of this?
Myrrh looks at you and just like, I mean, we could always use a druid.
Gold is a good
Where's
thing.
the
You
boss?
want it.
Okay. I could use some gold.
Lurk reaches back to draw what might have been like a long sword or a great axe, and just it isn't there. Grabs on his
Yeah.
rapier.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey. You got this, bud. It's time for you to do the sneak you did on me, eh?
Fucking sneaking. Let's go.
Myrrh runs into the caravan, and she's wearing currently like a normal like, dress sort of thing, but she comes out with like her blue leathers, her Ghostbusters backpack with like the cannon sort of thing at the end of a hose that's connected to the backpack, and these like large like glow in the dark goggles like that look like they've got like 3 or 4 different like lenses on them. Imagine like something that SEAL Team 6 would wear. And she just kind of big kobold grin, just like, let's get her done. And she like races off into the woods. You guys follow her, I presume?
Yeah. As we do, I was going to. I was gonna cast something, but actually, I don't think I will. Yeah, no, we're good. I'll just stealth along, I guess.
Okay.
So,
Everybody roll a
line.
stealth check.
Woo. Oh, damn it.
Fuck me, dude.
Dirty 20.
That'll offset me with my nat 1.
Gotta-
Okay. All right, so hold on. Hazel, you got a dirty 20. Well, you can't critically fail or succeed on ability checks, so just give me the total number. Raymond.
5.
5. Lurk.
5.
All right.
I'm a great rogue.
Yep.
Yeah, you are.
Yep. Clearly. You
I'm
guys.
not a rogue at all.
You guys are running through the woods, and you can start to see as you make your way kind of through the trees. You can see like essentially like what a very large bonfire would be. There is something oddly shaped. Everybody make an intelligence check.
Yeah. Oh my
Any
god.
particular kind?
You can choose. It would be probably either Arcana or History.
Okay.
Yeah, those would be the two that would make sense, or you can just do straight intelligence.
Straight 18 for me.
15.
Hazel, you have disadvantage on this.
15 for me.
15 for
14.
you. 14, Lurk.
18.
18.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Good roll.
This is very. It's a fairly high DC. Wait, it was Hazel was 14, Raymond 15, and Lurk 18.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a really really high DC. None of you recognize it,
Okay.
but Myrrh does.
Ooh.
and she kind of like she looks at it and she just kind of like is really confused, like not like she can clearly recognize it, but she's like really uncertain about it. She's like, we should be careful.
Were we not before?
We should be extra careful.
Ah, okay.
I'm so hidden.
So, what's that?
It's a good thing I'm so well hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yeah, we're
exactly.
doing good.
She grabs like the cannon thing end of her hose and she starts like creeping forward. You guys start making your way forward a little bit, and then you can hear something move. There's like a grinding of metal that strains, just and from the wreckage you see this gnome that kind of like crawls himself from the wreckage. He's wearing simple gray robes, like wizard robes, but they're kind of tied together to his person with like these leather straps, and it looks like what would be a modern day sort of flight suit is kind of what it kind of comes out to be. He like bald with white hair around the sides. He's like looking around feeling for his glasses. Oh damn, I don't need to get prepared. What do you guys do?
I remain what I believe to be hidden.
Same. And I will whisper to Myrrh. I can message him.
I think that'd be a good idea.
All right. And I will cast message. Just for your awareness, DM. I do have Eyes of the Dark from my sorcerer abilities. So
Okay.
I have dark vision up to 120 feet. Just in case. So I'll cast message. And
Are you going to use Eyes of the Dark, or
But it's just a passive.
oh, it's
just
a passive? Okay, it's
Yeah.
on constantly. Cool, perfect.
Right.
Continue.
And I'll cast message. The gnome had said like, "Oh, I need to find my whatever."
He's looking for like his glasses. He's like squinting. Imagine like Velma.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And he's like, I got to get ready. Like
Right.
like they're coming.
Okay. I cast message and I say, "You're not alone. You got backup."
Magic practitioner. I'm gonna see if he can identify where you came from. He's gonna have disadvantage on perception. What was your stealth?
5.
5. Yeah, he has disadvantage because he doesn't have his glasses. He definitely succeeds. I rolled a 12 and a 17.
Yeah, man.
He looks back, and he does see you, and he messages back, I need help. They're coming. We better get out of here right now.
All right. Who's coming? I'm gonna go get you. Actually, I'm gonna send my friend. I lean over to Lurk. Go pick up the gnome. Bring him here. Oh, were we lagged out?
Did you freeze?
I don't
Chris,
know
did
if
you
that
catch that?
I lean over to Lurk and I say, "Hey, go pick up the gnome. Bring him here."
Go ahead. I just charge out.
All right. You make it to the wreckage. The machine that this gnome is crawling out of, it's kind of a longer, sort of cylindrical looking machine that has 4 wings attached to like the central spine of it. 2 of the wings have broken off, and you can see that there is debris that kind of went off everywhere. When it was going down during the impact, there were parts that went out everywhere, but you can see that there are trails in the ground of other things. Gnome looks up and sees you and goes, oh, are you with the magician?
Yes, I scared you. Yeah, we're heading out of here. Let's go. And I just pick him up by the collar.
Okay. Wait, no, I need my glasses.
I'll see
you
for
can-
you.
You can see. Oh, okay, fair enough.
No, I assume I didn't see his glasses. You're
What's your passive?
14.
12.
Yeah, 14.
yeah.
14.
Your passive, 14.
Perception.
Yeah, passive perception.
Yeah, 14.
Oh, you made a change. Okay, fair enough. It was 12 before I refreshed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see them. They're like a few feet away. You can grab them.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, you grab that, and then inside, like the cockpit of this machine, you see that there's also his wizard's hat, a very traditional gray, horned or hooded
Sure.
wizard's hat.
Yeah.
Cool. You bring him to the side, and as you're carrying him, you see that he's like very injured. Like his leg is broken, and his arm is just like bleeding out.
Okay.
I'll try to carry him a little more gently.
Once he arrives, I'll go. Speak quickly, and I'll heal you.
Okay.
I just hand
M-
him. Hold-
Make
Just
a
rough.
make a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
Okay. Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. Persuasion. 8.
Okay. He says, I can't tell you all the details. I just need help now. They're coming. We gotta protect the craft.
It's not enough for me to heal you.
He, did you hand him his hat and glasses?
Just the glasses. The hat.
Just the glasses.
You kept the hat.
Did you put the hat on?
Not yet. It's stuck very deep in my armpit.
Nice.
Got you. It's crumbled up. He goes to put the glasses on, and Myrrh gasps, and she's like, "That's Feliner."
Ooh.
Everybody make a history check with advantage.
7.
Why do you do this to me, Die? Nat 1.
I got that one.
21.
Is it?
21.
I don't know what's going on, man. Chris, you and I just traded
We
roles.
swapped, yeah.
Yeah.
Ray and Lurk, the name, it's a very low DC, but what was yours, Lurk?
7.
7. It's not
So
going to be enough,
history?
though. History.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me it's a 4.
Yeah. It could also be religion, I guess.
It's not better.
I'm a plus
Yeah.
0 to everything that's physical.
Hazel, you and Myrrh both recognize who this is. Velinor is one of the remaining surviving winged riders from Zimnis. You know him to have that his mount was a griffin. You know that he. Well, you know, actually, Hazel, with a 21, you know a lot about Velinor. He's a gnome wizard who was one of the founders of the Halcyon Arcane research priminary, the HARP, which is an arcane institute in Znenia Vendir, the capital of Zimnis. He is one of the few remaining winged riders that is still alive that survived the War of Fracture. It is odd that he's not here with his griffin. And you also know that winged riders, like meeting a winged rider it almost doesn't happen. Like they're either incredibly busy or they're incredibly well protected and secretive these days. They're more like they're slowly at this point in time becoming myth. No one's expected to ever really meet a winged rider in their life. So a winged rider that's hurt and like things like that is bad. Myrrh, she is completely dumbstruck. She is like silenced, like just like panicked. You, Ray and Lurk, though you guys don't recognize him, you do know who he is. There are lots of songs about all of the winged riders, especially the ones that survived, and all of the legend. So essentially, you guys are meeting Superman, or in this case, maybe like Green Lantern, Hal Jordan Green Lantern.
Damn.
Okay, so I've heard the name, and I know it's held in high esteem.
Yes, yeah. So
All
Valinor definitely strikes a chord once Mer says that out loud.
I
That-
okay. I hearing like the name and being like who, seeing the reaction, I'll be like, eh. I reach my hand out, and when he's still being held by Lurk by the scruff of his clothing, and I will cast. I think I have Cure Wounds specifically. Let me see. Yeah, I have Cure Wounds. I'll cast it at second level, assuming
Okay.
that he's very hurt. Um,
He
and that's
looks like
gonna
he's like
be-
down to 2 hit points. Like he's like on death's door.
Okay, that's going to be 15 hit points that he recovers.
Okay.
Um,
Hit points.
and you see these uh, purple and black sort of like shadows emerge from my casting as I hold an orb in my other hand close to my chest like this. And I look him in the eyes and I go, "This ain't coming cheap, okay? We'll talk later."
He just kind of like feels his leg, like feels his arm, just like looks at you, kind of like not too happy with the way that you handled it.
Sure.
And he's just kind of like, fine.
All right.
Put
what
me
do you
down.
need from- Oof. It's upset. What do you need from the craft or whatever that is?
We need to protect the craft, and we need to find the pieces that broke off.
All right,
This is
look,
a
you big enough to
prototype.
pull that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Uh, what we doing here then?
We need to find the pieces that broke off. We need to go into the woods. We need to get all the pieces back. And he goes to stand, and he just collapses, just like, fuck. From the distance, you can hear a very faint whistling, and it lands right in his hip, and he just falls over. Then on top of the downed ship, you see a goblin rider on a warg. You see an elf with a long blade and a long bow strapped to his back, and you see a purple robed hooded figure that all climb up over like they break the tree line beyond the downed craft, but they're there. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Great. Fucking awesome.
GG.
Yeah, man. That doesn't
Thank you all
seem
for
right.
joining this first episode of Hazel's Prequel, along with our wonderful guests, Peter and Chris, as Raymond and Lurk, and join us for the next session.
Much obliged.